I'm Cath. This is made by Cath Craft. Thank you very much for joining me for this video, which is going to be a week of sewing and chat. So I really fancy doing this style of video this week, where I pop on every day in the week from today, which is Monday, through to Friday, and I'll be sharing what I'm wearing from a handmade wardrobe and talking a little bit about that. And also talking about what sewing projects I'm up to at the moment and showing the details on them. And maybe talking a little bit about what I'm up to in life more generally as well. At least that is the plan. So hopefully you'll enjoy following me along this week for mostly sewing content with a bit of life thrown in too. So yeah, it's Monday today. I'm kicking off, it's Monday morning, and it's actually really chilly here today in the south of England. We've had a really mild autumn here so far, really unusually mild, I think. But this weekend, the temperatures have suddenly dropped. And this morning on the school run, I had on my big winter coat and gloves too. I really needed them. It was proper chilly out there and icy. So yeah, it's a real change in temperature, but I'm looking forward this week to getting out some nice wintry items from a handmade wardrobe. So I'm back home now, or actually I got back home from the school run and the food shop ride, so I got that all sorted. And then I went back out for a run, and I haven't done a lot of running in recent months. I sort of tailed off over the summer. I think with the summer holidays and the kids being around, we were busy and it was hard to fit runs in. And also I find in the summer it can be a bit hot, so I'm not always as keen to get out there. But now it's back into autumn, the children are back at school. I started thinking a bit more about organising my day and fitting in a run, and it's nice to sort of run at this time of year when it's getting a bit cooler. And it was really nice to get out actually, because it's a really nice, bright, sunny day out there, even though it's cold. And I have a nice little running route, which takes me through some nice little peaceful paths. It's quite nice and green, and I always feel quite good when I get back, although I'm quite tired too, and I'm definitely not running fast, but it was a nice way to start the week. But I got home and changed into some nice cosy, relaxed clothes, because my plans today are now to stay home for the rest of the day until I go and pick the children up from school a little bit later. So I've got on a pair of ready-to-wear leggings. I actually last weekend got a hole in the knee of one of my pairs of ready-to-wear leggings. So they're kind of getting to that point where I think they're all going to start wearing out. So I really need to start planning to make a couple of handmade pairs, which I haven't tried before. And I'm not that keen on the idea of it, because I find with leggings, I want just the right fit. So I might have to play around with the pattern a bit to get it just comfy. And I guess they're not the most exciting items to sew ever either, but I'd love to have a perfect sort of pattern pieces for cutting out leggings I could just make in the future, rather than having to go and try and find the right fit and ready to wear ones. So it's definitely something on my list at some point in the future, to source some nice fabric and a nice pattern to make handmade leggings. But yeah, today I've got a pair of ready to wear ones on, nice and easy, and I'm wearing a handmade sweatshirt. And this sweatshirt is a couple of years old now, I think, and it's so nice and cosy for this time of year. And I made it using one of my favourite sweatshirt patterns, which is this one here, the Mile End sweatshirt by Closet Core Patterns. It's a really nice, relaxed, comfy sweatshirt pattern. It's got some interesting features too. I know I've talked about it before, so I won't go into too much detail, but I'll just show you the line drawings of it. I particularly like this version here, the classic sweatshirt. It's got a round neck, drop shoulders, and then interesting features are these sleeve darts, which are quite a cool, interesting, different thing they've got on this pattern. And also these diagonal seam lines that come around the front, they sort of wrap around the front. And it's also got a back yoke, which I like too. And you can do lots of cool top stitching as well, just to add a few interesting details to this pattern. So that is what I'm wearing today. You can see the sleeve darts there. You can see the little wrap around front seams. I've done a bit of top stitching. It's just really nice and comfy. It's a bit oversized. I think I actually sized down on this pattern. Maybe, yeah, my measurements put me across 3 sizes, a 2 at the bust, a 4 at the waist, and a 6 at the hips. And I made a straight size 0. But there's still plenty of room in it, because it's designed to be oversized. But the version I'm wearing today, I made in this lovely, really cosy fleece back sweatshirt fabric. You can see the fleeciness inside. This fabric is by Mind the Maker. I got it from Minerva, and I bought the matching ribbing too. I like with this fabric how it comes in lots of colours, and all the colours have the matching ribbing. So I've got the matching ribbing on the neckband and the cuffs. It's just this pretty lilac colour. I don't often wear a lot of purple and lilac, so I don't know why I went for it on this sweatshirt, but I really like it. So that is what I'm wearing today, and it is keeping me nice and cosy, and it's nice and sort of easy to move around in from doing my house jobs, which I've got to do today. But I am planning on doing a bit of sewing today too, so I thought I'd share that now, and I'm going to get started on a bit later. And actually I'm working on something at the moment which is not for myself, it's for my mum, and it's kind of very appropriate for this time of year. And I've got the pattern, I'm just looking around the pattern, here it is. I'm making my mum some loungewear too, a bit like this sweatshirt, only for the bottoms. I'm making her a pair of Hudson pants. Actually, I'm making 2 pairs for her. I made her a few pairs a few years ago, and they've started to wear out now, so she asked me if I'd make some more. And my mum actually prefers me to make her versions using the men's Hudson pants pattern, which you might have noticed when I held it up. It's slightly different to the women's pattern. It's just a bit more of a relaxed fit, slightly less slim leg, and it's got a less of a sort of feature kind of ankle cuff. It's a bit less sort of wide like the women's version, and my mum likes that kind of more relaxed fit jogger. She's quite tall as well, so I don't know whether I don't know if the men's ones are slightly longer. I'm not sure actually. I've actually had to lengthen them a bit more for her because she's quite tall, and she likes them really like nice and loose. They don't sort of come up too high or anything. So that is what I'm making for my mum. So I have altered the pattern a bit. I've lengthened them, and also what she wanted was, I think again, like the female Hudson pants, the men's Hudson pants are designed to be fairly low rise. They're not like a they don't come up anywhere near your waist, but my mum wanted hers to come up more towards the waist to add a bit more coziness around that area. So thought I'd show you the pattern piece. What I've done is I've added a bit of length here, so this sort of crotch area, so that kind of ends up bringing it up a little bit. And then I've lengthened the pockets as well, by the same amount, because they're part of that same area. So they both sort of lengthened by the same amount there. And my mum quite likes it actually, because it means the pocket is extra deep, so if she puts her phone in, it stays secure. I do find sometimes with my Hudson pants, the pocket is fairly shallow. So if I'm walking up the stairs, and you know, phones are quite big these days, I guess, sometimes it'll just slip out the pocket because it isn't that deep. Maybe I should take a bit of time to actually just lengthen the pocket for my Hudson pants, but I've never got around to that. But my mum was saying that pockets work really well with the lengthening. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. So I've got one pair that I've started making and another pair yet to cut out. And she just wanted them in some black fleecy fabric. So here is her version. I've just got the waistband attached to this long length of elastic. So this weekend I saw her and she tried them on for the fit and the waist. So I need to now go ahead and finish them. Now I know the length's fine and the waist is fine. And it's a lovely fleecy fabric. So you can see it's like a brushback jersey fabric, brushback French terry fabric. Hopefully you can see the fluffiness inside. She just wanted plain black, I guess, nice and classic. And this fabric came from First for Fabrics. And I bought some a while back to make some joggers for my children for PE. And I knew it was nice quality fabric, but quite reasonably priced too. So I'll link that fabric down below. I'll link all the fabrics I talk about in this video, wherever they're still available. But yeah, I just got some of the plain black. It was quite a good price. I've just used the same fabric for the waistband and the cuffs, but I have widened the cuffs slightly just to make them a bit easier to get on, because they're not as stretchy in this fleecy fabric as they would be, I guess, in like a ribbing fabric, or maybe even like a loop back French terry. So that is my plan today, just to finish off those joggers. I only cut one pair out because I wanted her to try them on, just because the last time I made them for her was quite a long time ago, and it's not like it should have grown or anything, but I just wanted to check the fit was just right before I cut into the second pair. So I've got loads more fabric here to cut into a second pair for her. So that is my plan today, and it feels like just the right time of year to be sewing up nice jogging bottoms that'll be nice and cozy. So I'm going to get those finished, at least the first pair finished. If I've got time, I'll get the second pair cut out. And I have been sewing those using Mariflex thread by Gutermann, which is that stretchy thread. And I must admit, I wasn't totally converted to that thread when I first tried it, and I still don't like it for all projects, but I find when you're doing something like the Hudson pants that I just want to motor through, it is so much quicker than using a zigzag. It's really easy. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying using that. I ordered a couple of just thread spools in the plain black, and I found that's coming quite useful for quite a lot of projects, for my son's Hudson pants too. So I am definitely getting converted to Mariflex, having initially not been sure. So that is my plan for today. So I think that's everything that I've got to share for today. I can see on the time I've already talked for a few minutes, and this video is going to end up very long if I talk that long every day. So I'll finish off here. I'm going to get on with a few house jobs now, and also this sewing for my mum, and I will see you again for Tuesday tomorrow. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye. Well, it's Tuesday morning here now and I've just got back from the school run. I hope you enjoyed seeing a little snippet from my run yesterday. I thought I'd pop that video in. It was so lovely and sunny yesterday, as you'll have seen from the video and like I mentioned, but today it's a bit overcast outside, which is a shame. And it's actually quite a lot milder today. So I put this cosy dress on this morning and then I added on my winter coat, expecting it to be like yesterday when I stepped outside, but it was definitely milder. So I got a bit hot walking up to school and back with those cosy layers on, but now I'm back home and I've cooled off, which is good. So yeah, today I've got on a dress that I made last winter. And it's a dress I made using a pattern I love from this book here, which is the Stretch Book by Tilly and the Buttons. And it is a dress version of the Freya top and dress pattern. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know it's a pattern I really love. It's for sort of a close fitting, stretchy jersey or stretchy knit top or dress. I've made quite a few tops with a kind of mock turtleneck neckline, but for this dress version I decided to use the cowl neck pattern piece because there are I think 3 different neckline options you can make. And I think the cowl neck looks really nice, particularly with a dress. So I was really pleased to make this last winter. So it's kind of fitted at the bust and waist and then it sort of tapers out into a kind of A-line skirt at the bottom. I'll put a picture up so you can see what it looks like on. And the version I'm wearing today I made in a cotton jersey fabric that I was gifted by Minerva in exchange for a blog post. So I think the fabric is still available. It comes in a range of different colours with these little sort of white polka dots on. So I'll link the fabric and I'll link my blog post in case you fancy having a read. But I think I made the straight size 2 of the Freya. And my measurements would put me as size 2 for bust and waist. And I think I'm 1 inch wider at the hips, 1 inch larger at the hips than the size 2 for Tilly and the Buttons. So what I did, because I didn't want it to feel too sort of clingy on the hips, is I just narrowed the seam allowance slightly as I sewed down past the hips, just to give a little bit more room there rather than grading out to the next size up. And that seems to have worked. But it's a nice cosy one. I do love the cowl neck. I've got 2 dress versions of the cowl neck and yeah, I do enjoy wearing them. So that is what I'm wearing today. So yesterday I did manage to get my mum's joggers finished, the first pair. So here they are, all done and dusted. She didn't want the optional drawstring at the front. So they were nice and simple. That is quite a fiddly bit I find, particularly threading the drawstring around between the sort of stretchy fabric and elastic. I've had a few times where the safety pin has kind of come undone halfway through, which is always a bit of a pain. So nice and simple, all done. I did have time to cut the second pair out, so I now need to sew them up, so that was good. And I thought I'd mention today about a new pattern that got released yesterday that really caught my eye, so I thought I'd share that. It's one I'm really tempted to buy, and actually there haven't been too many new patterns recently that have really caught my eye, but this one definitely did as it went by on Instagram, so I thought I'd pop up a picture and talk a little bit about it. You may have seen it. It is True Bias's new pattern, and I do love True Bias patterns, and it is their Blair skirt pattern. So it's a woven skirt pattern that's fitted through the waist and hips and then has a straight fit to the hem, and you can make it either a sort of mini length or I think a midi length or a maxi length, which is quite interesting for a kind of straighter skirt. It's not something I've seen so much out there. I think the skirt patterns I have that you can make a sort of midi and maxi are more sort of swishy, loose gathered style skirt. So I thought it's a bit different. So it's got buttons, a button front opening and belt loops, and you can add on pockets that have inverted pleats on them, which I thought was quite a cool feature too. So I really like the look of this skirt. And I do really love True Bias patterns. I like their style and I like how they come together. So I'm definitely considering getting this skirt. I think there's a discount at the moment, possibly, on the True Bias website that's running for the next week or so. So I'm quite tempted to get it while that discount is there. I think it's only available in PDF at the moment. And I do love a paper pattern. So yeah, maybe I'll wait for the paper pattern. I'm not sure, I need to have a think, but I really loved it. And I love how it's styled in this picture. And I thought it was quite funny actually, because this picture really made me think of an outfit I've got in the similar colours and a similar sort of top and skirt combination. So I thought I'd pop that outfit up so you can see how similar it is. The True Bias outfit has the Blair skirt and the Nico top, which is another True Bias pattern, which is quite similar to the Freya top actually. And I've never got it just because I've already had the Freya top. But I know the Nico comes in a wider size range. So it's a really good alternative to the Freya top. And then in my version, I've got on the Freya top and the Nina Lee Camden skirt, which isn't exactly the same style of skirt because it's a bit more A-line and doesn't have the kind of feature pockets or anything like that, or the button down front. But I did think it was funny how the colours were very similar, and I think the fabrics are quite similar too, so clearly I'm on the same page as True Bias there in terms of styling a sort of mini skirt and sort of a wintry top combination. But yeah, the Blair skirt looks really good. It comes in US sizes 0 to 18 and then 14 to 32, so a nice wide size range. So yeah, definitely one on my list to think about sewing. I don't think I've sewn like a button down skirt before. I've got a very old ready to wear one, but I thought that'd be a slightly different sort of pattern to have in my sort of pattern library, pattern collection as it were. So I am very tempted by the Blair skirt. I'll try and put in a picture of a longer length version so you can see that too. It looks really cool in all the lengths, and I don't know if I got it what length I'd make. I'm more comfortable in a shorter skirt, but I do like the idea of trying something different, so I thought I'd mention that. But anyway, I think I'll finish off here now. I've got a few jobs I need to get on with this morning and I need to head into town, so I want to get a wash load on and all that sort of exciting sort of thing. So I'll finish off here and I will either pop on later or I will see you tomorrow for Wednesday. So yeah, see ya, bye. It's Wednesday here now, and I didn't end up popping on again yesterday like I hoped I might. I'd hoped to squeeze a little bit of sewing in, but actually my afternoon turned out busier than expected, and then in the evening my son and daughter had club, so my husband and I were sort of playing taxi driver, ferrying them around, so the afternoon evening went by in a little bit of a blur. So I'm back on today. It's just coming up to lunch here now, so I'm on a bit later, and it is a really rainy day here today, which is a shame, especially because my son has bike training at school. So we had it yesterday and then it's his second day of it today. And it's sort of a local council initiative where they have these people come in and they take groups of my son's class out onto the road and sort of teach them all about cycling and road safety and that sort of thing. So I think it's a really good initiative, and it was lovely weather for it yesterday, but I think he's going to be getting quite wet today, poor thing. I hope he still enjoys it, but it is a bit of a shame the heavens have opened today. But anyway, this morning I've had a busy morning too, or it started busy. I went up to school because my daughter's class had a reading cafe, which is really sweet actually. They did it last year and this is the second year they've done it. And you basically get to go in and have a cup of tea and listen to them read and then read to them. And it's just really nice to be able to go into the school and spend a bit of time with her in that environment. So that was a nice start to the day. And then I came back and we had the window cleaners. So I thought I'd delay popping on and filming because I always feel a bit self-conscious if I'm talking and they're cleaning the windows outside, but they've headed off now. And while they were here, I decided to get a little bit of sewing done. And actually I decided to get a different project started that I hadn't really been planning to make, but I just thought I was in the mood for it. I thought while I was making my mum a couple of pairs of jogging bottoms, I'd also make her a t-shirt, because a few days ago when I was having a look in my fabric scrap suitcase, I came across quite a decent scrap of jersey fabric, and I thought she might like a t-shirt made out of it, and I thought while I'm making the jogging bottoms I'll make that as an extra little surprise to give to her too. So the fabric is one I've used for her before, and it's this lovely cotton jersey fabric with this navy background, this sort of white leopard print on it. This originally came from First for Fabrics. I'm not sure if it's still in stock because I got it quite a while ago. I'll double check. I'm thinking it probably isn't anymore, but if it is I'll link it down below. But I saw this print and thought of my mum because she does like navy. And what's really nice about this fabric is really nice quality because it's actually navy through and through. So it's not like navy printed onto white. So when you stretch it, there's no white showing through, which is quite nice. But I originally used this fabric to make her a Freya top from the stretch book by Tilling the Buttons that I was talking about earlier this week. Just a classic top with a sort of mock neckline. And I always make it with lengthened sleeves and body for her. So it's really nice and cosy. And I thought I had enough of that fabric left over to squeeze out a t-shirt. So I hope she likes this print. I won't mind having a t-shirt in it too. And what I decided to do was, because I know that the Freya top fits her nicely, I thought I'd use that top as a starting point for the t-shirt. But I made the t-shirt sort of short sleeved because I didn't have enough fabric for a long sleeve one. And what I decided to do was to borrow the neckline from another pattern to turn the Freya t-shirt into a t-shirt with a boat neckline. So you can see I've been quite productive this morning. I've already got that sewn up here. And the neckline I borrowed is from this pattern here. I'll just pull it out of the pattern envelope. It is the Mandy Boat Tee pattern. It's a free pattern you can download by Tessuti Fabrics. So it's for quite a loose, relaxed fit, drop shoulder sort of jersey top. And it has this lovely boat neckline that sews up really nicely. And I've used this neckline a couple of times before for me. I've added it onto the Agnes top by tilling the buttons to turn that into sort of boat neck. But I thought since I already had the Freya top pattern pieces traced out for my mum, that would be a good place to start. And when I've made my Agnes top with the boat neckline, I actually made new pattern pieces and I sort of merged the Agnes top into the Mandy Boat Tee neckline, and I've used those pattern pieces a few times over, so it was worth kind of tracing them out as a totally new top with a new neckline. But for my mum, I thought I'd just try and sort of merge the pattern pieces together without tracing out a whole new one, just because I wasn't sure if she'd like this neckline. I thought I'd just give it a try, and I thought that'd be a bit quicker. So I took a little video so you can see what I did. I basically put the fabric on the fold and then the Freya pattern piece for the front and back bodice on top of the fabric ready to cut out. And then I just overlaid on the Mandy Boat Tee pattern piece over the top, just kind of aligning the shoulder seams and the sort of fold seam. And I just pinned that down and cut the neckline, and then I took the Mandy Boat Tee pattern piece off and then cut the rest of the pattern using the Freya top. So it's actually really nice and simple, and no need to actually trace out the whole pattern again with the new neckline. So it seems to have turned out okay, and as you can see, this is what it looks like now. I used the twin needle stitching for the top to give it a nice finish there. I could have used Mariflex thread because I do have some navy thread, but I quite like the look of the twin needle. I think it gives it quite a nice sort of ready to wear style top look. So yeah, that is what I've been doing this morning. I haven't quite finished the top. I've actually hemmed it at the bottom, but I haven't finished the sleeves. I think what I'm going to do is, it's going to be too big for me because my mum wears a size 4 and I'm a size 2. But I thought if I try it on, I can see still where about the sleeve comes to, because I'm not sure if the sleeve's a bit long at the moment and how much I need to hem it by. So I need to have a try on and see, yeah, what I need to do for hemming those sort of short sleeves. But it's a bit chilly at the moment, so I'm a bit reluctant to change into it. So I might, yeah, pop upstairs and do that a little bit later because it'd be nice to finish it off. So that is what I've been busy sewing this morning, and it's quite a nice, speedy, simple sew. So yeah, that was just quite nice to have a bit of sewing time actually while I was waiting for the window cleaners to sort of finish. And I also had just enough fabric left over once I cut out this top to cut out a pair of knickers for me. So I'll show you the fabric and how much I had left. My Iris knicker pattern pieces by tilling the buttons fitted nicely on that last little remnant. I haven't actually got those knickers sewn up. I just sort of popped them into the Iris knickers envelope I've got here. That is the pattern I cut out. I've just popped the pieces into the envelope, and the next time I'm sewing some of these knickers, I'll just get those pattern pieces out and sew them up in a bit of a batch. I don't need to sew them in a hurry, but I thought it's nice to be able to use up every last scrap. So yeah, hopefully my mum will like this top. I think she does like a boat neck, so fingers crossed she'll like it. So I just need to finish that one off. And I realised I didn't start off today with what I'm wearing today, so I'll share that now too. I've got on a handmade top and a handmade skirt. I'll just stand up a bit so you can see the skirt too. So the top I'm wearing is this pattern here. It is the Solar Sweater and Tee pattern by Paper Cut Patterns. It used to have a different name, but it's been rebranded since. I really love this pattern. It's for kind of a relaxed fit, dropped shoulder, round sort of neck, boxy t-shirt and sweatshirt. I'll show you the line drawings. Yes, you can either make it as a sweatshirt with cuffs and a bottom band, or quite a boxy fit t-shirt, and I love both. The great thing about this pattern as well, which I didn't realise until I looked today actually, is it used to have quite a limited size range, but they've now introduced a curve version. So I think the size range now goes from approximately UK 6 up to a UK 34. So it's got a really wide size range now, which is excellent because it is such a lovely pattern. So the version I'm wearing today is a sort of long sleeve t-shirt version. So I haven't added on the cuffs like the sweatshirt or the bottom band. It's just hemmed like you would a long sleeve t-shirt. And I've got little ruffles on the sleeves, which I love. And with this t-shirt, I just changed it a little bit. I basically sort of slimmed it down to give it more of a sort of closer fit, because like I said, it is designed to have more of a boxy fit, but I sort of I made the sort of long sleeve version like the sweater, but lengthened them so that I didn't need to add the bottom band here. And I just took it in to make it a little bit more close fitting on my arms, and I also took in the body as well, so it is more close fitting than the pattern, but it's still got the little ruffles, which I like. And I just made it in a sort of simple stripy cotton jersey. I can't remember where this one came from actually, just in red and white. I do like a bit of red and I do like stripes, so it's nice having this one on. I think I make the equivalent of the UK size 8. I've got the older pattern version, which has a more narrow size range, so I don't think there was a size 6 available, so I went for the smallest size, which I think is approximately UK 8. And I find that's quite a nice fit, but obviously I've altered the fit of this one quite a lot. And then the skirt I've got on is one of my absolute favourites. Where's the pattern? I've got it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. It is this pattern here, the Megan Nielsen Brumby skirt pattern. My version is very similar to this version on the cover. I made it in quite a heavyweight denim fabric. It's got this waistband that's fitted at the waist, but it's slightly contoured to your sort of body shape. So it sort of starts a little bit more narrow and then comes a little bit out rather than being like a straight waistband. And it's got a gathered skirt, these really big feature pockets, lots of top stitching. And at the back there is an exposed zip. I'll turn around so you can see it, because I think it's quite a nice feature of this skirt pattern. And this is one of my older makes. It's actually one that I ended up zigzagging the raw edges of, because I made this before I had my overlocker. But luckily it seems to be holding up to lots of wear. I guess it's not one I need to wash every time I wear, so that kind of keeps it nice, which is great. And I just love it. The fabric I got from a fabric shop that's closed down since, but it is quite a heavyweight denim, so it gives it a really nice shape, I think. I'll put a picture up so you can see what it looks like on. I can't remember in terms of sizing. I think I went for my measurements would put me as a straight size 4 on this pattern. That's my waist 26 and hips 36 is bang on a size 4, and I think I'd have gone for that version. And it is nicely fitted around the waist. It is kind of a rigid waistband, so there's no stretch to it, but I find it really comfy to wear still. And I just find this skirt goes with so many things. I really love it. I hope it never falls apart, because I'm not sure if I'd ever be able to find quite the same denim again, and I just love it. Yeah, it has lots of top stitching too. In this, I did it in this mustard top stitching thread, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, it's just one of my favourite skirts really. So that is what I've got on today, but I'll finish up here because I think I've been chatting for quite a while. I'm going to go and make myself some lunch now, so I'll leave you here and I'll see you again tomorrow for Thursday. So see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello, so it's Thursday here now. It's just past 11 o'clock in the morning and it's another grey day here today. I don't think it's raining outside at the moment, but it did rain on the school run this morning. We went out with our brollies up to try and keep us nice and dry. And then I got home, it's just overcast now. And this morning I've been inside and I've been filming my October makes video. So next week it's half term here. So the children will be off school for a week, which is really nice. And we've got some lovely plans lined up. But it does mean it can be quite hard to squeeze in filming a video. So I thought I'd get organised and I filmed my October makes video this week. And then I'll be popping it up on YouTube on the last weekend in October at the end of half term. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And then once I finish filming that video, I thought I'd pop on and say hello for this week of sewing and chat. So that is where I am now. So I didn't end up finishing off my mum's t-shirt yesterday, but I did try it on. And I think I need to cut off maybe about an inch of fabric and then turn it up and hem it. So I'm going to do that today, hopefully. Should be nice, a nice quick thing, and then it'll be all done and ready to gift to her along with the 2 pairs of jogging bottoms. But last night I did do a teeny bit of hand sewing, which was to fix something that had arrived in the post that needed fixing. So we are going trick-or-treating on the October 31st on Halloween. We've done that the last few years and it's a bit of a novelty for me because I never did it as a child. It just didn't happen in my neighbourhood. It didn't happen as much back then, I guess, here. But it's a really big thing now and I really enjoy going out, and it's a really friendly event. I think we go with some friends and the neighbourhood's really friendly and it's lovely to see the children enjoying themselves. And yeah, lots of people join in, so it's really nice. And my son and daughter, we ordered new costumes for them for this year. My son has gone as Harry Potter for I don't know how many years, the costume keeps getting smaller and smaller, but he just managed to fit into it. He always wants to wear it, but this year he wanted something different. So he is going as Mario from Super Mario Bros. And my daughter wanted to go as Princess Peach. So that's quite cute, I think. So they'll sort of be matching in their sort of Super Mario Bros outfits. So we ordered the outfits online. I must admit, I don't make the Halloween costumes, I never have. But the Princess Peach outfit came with these really cute little gloves here, which are really sweet. But this little bow detail here fell off pretty much as soon as she got them out of the packet and put them on. It was kind of glued on. It looked like it had been glued on with like glue gun glue, but they didn't really hold very well to this sort of slippery, shiny fabric. So I peeled the glue off the backs and then just sewed on little bows with hand sewing. So they're nice and secure now. So she's really pleased because I think they're quite a pretty detail to the gloves. It's a very small sewing task, but it is nice just to have the thread and the needle at the ready to be able to do something small like that. So that is a little bit of sewing I did last night. And then I thought I'd talk a little bit about the dress I'm wearing today, because doing these videos does make me think about getting things out I don't usually reach for. And this is one of those dresses that I think I made it maybe a couple of years ago, and I really haven't worn it a lot. In fact, I'm not sure if I've actually ever worn it, possibly. It is a dress I made using this pattern here. You probably recognise it from the neckline maybe, which is the Wilder Gown pattern by Friday Pattern Co. I know this pattern was all the rage a year or two ago. It was really, really popular. So it's a woven dress pattern with this interesting gathered neckline detail. These pattern pieces, it's like a raglan sleeve, and all the pattern pieces come up really wide in this big sort of tube at the top, and then you turn it over, make a channel and gather it in with a necktie to create this pretty detail. And you can make it as a blouse or a sort of one-tier mini dress or a longer length sort of, well, it looks like a midi dress on this model here, but on the back it looks more like it should be a maxi, so I'm not sure how long it would come up. I've never made that version. But the version I'm wearing is the mini dress version. I made a couple of adjustments. I lengthened the sleeve to full length to make it extra cozy, and I'll stand up a bit so you can see the length it is. So it comes to somewhere above my knees. And in terms of sizing on this pattern, I made a straight size extra small. So my bust would put me as a size extra small, but my waist and hips would put me as a size small. But from reading about this pattern, looking at the finished garment measurements and hearing other people's experiences, this dress is designed to be very loose and flowy and oversized. So I thought I'd be fine to go for the size extra small. And there's absolutely loads of space in this dress. It's definitely not fitted at any point. I think if I'd have gone for a larger size, it might feel too big because it already feels, yeah, fairly loose and flowy. And yeah, I made the adjustment to lengthen the sleeve to full length. And then the other adjustment I made is I lengthened the skirt here by 3 inches. When you look at the pattern here, it looks like, to me, the skirt might come down to just above your knee or something. But when I actually traced the pattern pieces out and held them up against myself, I remember thinking, gosh, that is going to be really short if I don't add any length, possibly too short for me to feel comfortable wearing as a dress. So I'm really glad I added those 3 inches on, because it's definitely brought it down to more of a length that I feel comfortable with for a mini length dress. I'll put a picture up so you can see where it comes down to now. And I'm 5'6" for reference. So I think without that extra length, it would have been very, very short indeed. So those are the main adjustments I made, lengthening the sleeves and lengthening the sort of gathered sort of skirt here. And I sort of made this version of the dress as a bit of a wearable toile of the pattern, because when the Wilder Gown pattern came out, I didn't really think it was for me. I didn't think it would suit me. And so I held off buying the pattern for quite a while. And then I saw so many beautiful versions made by other people. I thought maybe I should just give it a go and it might surprise me. But yeah, I really wasn't sure about it. So I picked this fabric to give it a go with. And this is a viscose fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. And I remember getting it at a really good price. It was really reasonably priced. And I got quite a lot of it. I might have bought 3 meters or something, thinking I wasn't really sure what I was going to use it for, but I thought it was pretty and hopefully I'd find a use. And because it was quite reasonably priced, I didn't mind too much cutting into it for this dress. And I thought if it doesn't work out, at least it wasn't an expensive fabric. But it's a pretty fabric. It's got this black base and it's got all these pretty florals in different colours. I really like the kind of mix of colours in it. And I thought it would work quite well for a wintry dress, because with a black base it will pair quite nicely with black tights and boots and a black cardi and all that sort of thing. So I cut into it, not really expecting or knowing whether I'd like it. And I wasn't sure about the neckline either. I wasn't sure if I'd get on with all the gathering around my waist, my neck. but I thought I'd give it a go. And then for the tie, I decided to make the tie in black fabric because I thought the neckline is such a pretty feature of this pattern, and it's such a busy fabric that if I made the tie in the same printed fabric, it might get lost in the print and you wouldn't be able to see the detail at all. So I decided to make the tie black, and I really like how that's turned out. But I used a different fabric for the tie. I just used what I had available, which was this cotton lawn fabric. And I'm not sure if the cotton lawn really goes with the viscose when I'm wearing it. It doesn't feel quite right. And it's not got the same drape to it. So I think if I sort of wore this dress more, I'd probably change the tie over. I think I'd quite like to switch it for a tie that's made in viscose. And I think I would probably also maybe widen the tie slightly to give it a bit more volume as well. But I haven't done that to date just because I haven't really worn this dress. So I wasn't sure if I ever was going to wear it much. So it wasn't really worth fiddling around and adding a new tie until I knew actually if I wanted to wear it. So I thought I'd get it out today and wear it. And actually when I put it on this morning, I thought, I'm not going to get on with it. The neckline doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel right. I'm not sure it's me. But now I've been wearing it all morning. I've not really noticed the neckline. I'm actually finding it more comfortable than I expected. And I'm enjoying wearing it. So I'm really glad I got it out today actually, because I think I'm going to get out more. I think I'll wear it a few more times before I decide whether I'll revisit the pattern. But actually, I think I might spend the time making the new necktie. I think it'll be worth doing that because I think it will enhance the look of the dress. So yeah, I'm glad I got it on today actually. I'm glad I tried it, and I'm pleasantly surprised I'm finding it more comfortable than I thought I would. And actually, this gathered neck is quite nice and cosy with the weather being a bit cooler. So it's not bothering me. It's actually keeping me nice and warm. So yeah, I'm glad I've got it on today. So I think I'll finish off here. I'm going to go and try and get a couple of jobs done before I have some lunch. That is my plan now. And I'm not sure how much sewing I'll get done today. I would like to squeeze in finishing those, hemming those sleeves for my mum's t-shirt if possible, but I'm not sure what else I'll get done today. But I will leave you now and I'll see you again tomorrow for Friday. So yeah, see you again tomorrow. Bye. It's Friday morning here now, and I've just got back from the school. I've been up there with my husband this morning. Every Friday at the school they have a good news assembly, and each Friday 2 children from each class are picked out for special mention for doing something really great that week. So they get a certificate and they get to go up to the front of assembly and everyone claps, and the parents of those children are invited to come along and watch and join in too. So it's really nice. And this week my daughter got picked, which was lovely. So my husband and I went along, and she was really surprised to see us there. We hadn't told her before. We told my son that she got a certificate, so he knew. He was in on the secret, but yeah, she was really surprised and happy. So that was really a nice way to start the day. But I'm back home now, so I thought I'd pop on. First of all, I thought I'd share, I finished my mum's t-shirt yesterday, did the exciting hemming of the sleeves. So here is the final t-shirt ready to gift to her. Nice and long, hopefully she'll like it. I think we're going to see her on Sunday, so I'll take it along then with the joggers, and fingers crossed it'll fit nicely. So I did that yesterday, my only little bit of sewing. And then I thought I'd share what I'm wearing today. And I was planning on wearing a different dress actually. I've been trying to be really organised and pick out what I'm going to wear the night before, because often in the mornings when we're all dashing about getting ready for the school run, I just throw on whatever's easiest, which is often just a pair of leggings and a t-shirt, or a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. And then, which is fine, but then I don't end up changing for the rest of the day, just stay in those. And I don't end up wearing anything from my handmade wardrobe, which I do really enjoy wearing. So I've been trying to make more of an effort of choosing something the night before to make it easier just to pop it on the next day. But this morning I got up and it was actually a lot milder than I was expecting. So I picked out a more cosy long sleeve dress, but I changed my mind and chose this dress instead. Or actually, my son suggested I wear this dress. And it's one I made earlier in the year, so you might remember me talking about it earlier in the year, but I actually made a matching dress for me and my daughter out of this fabric. She picked the fabric out because she'd asked if I can make her a new jersey dress, because some of her old ones I'd made were getting a bit small. And then she asked if we could twin, because we had a couple of dresses we twinned in a couple of years back, and I think she'd quite enjoyed it. So I was really happy to make 2 new twinning dresses, and I really love the fabric she picked out. It's really cool. It's a cotton jersey fabric, and I think it's really pretty with all these different bright colours in, and I wouldn't have chosen it for myself to make a dress, but actually I really enjoy wearing it, and it's not so much a novelty print. I guess it's got a bit of a space vibe going on, but it doesn't feel novelty, so which is something I'm not so keen on wearing, I guess, maybe. But yeah, I really love the colours in it, the purples and the pinks. I think it's quite pretty, so I enjoyed wearing it today, even though my daughter was in school uniform and we weren't twinning. I will put a picture up so you can see what we both look like in them together in case you missed it earlier this year and you're interested. But my version of the dress I made using this pattern here, which is one of my oldest patterns, but one I really love. It is the McCall's M7561 pattern. So it's a jersey dress pattern with lots of different options built in. I'll hold it up so you can see, but basically it's a t-shirt dress with a gathered skirt, and you can make the skirt different lengths. And there are different necklines. There's like a more of a classic scoop neckline. There's more of a slash neckline. You can also make it with this deep scoop at the back if you want. And there are different sleeve lengths built in. So I think it's quite a versatile jersey dress pattern. I mean, actually, I noticed this morning I got an email from Minerva, and they've currently got a half price sale on all McCall's patterns. So I checked online just before coming on here, and this pattern is in the half price sale. I'll link the sale down below. There are loads of patterns. All McCall's patterns are half price, I think until the 5th of November, sorry. We've already had the 5th of October. So worth checking out, and this pattern is available up there too. So yeah, it's a really nice one. So I've just made the classic scoop neck version with short sleeves, and then the skirt comes to just above my knee, as you'll have seen from the photo of me and my daughter twinning. And it's just a really nice, comfy, easy to wear jersey dress, I think. And one thing I particularly like about it is how the waistline is put together. You sort of sew the bodice and the skirt together, and then you create a channel around the waist. And then you insert a piece of elastic into that channel. I think it's just a fine piece of elastic, either 6mm or 1cm wide. But it just gives a little bit of more definition around the waist, I think, and just pulls it in a bit there, just to give a really nice shape to the dress. I have made other jersey dresses with sort of a fitted top and a gathered skirt that hasn't had the elastic around the waist. And I just don't like how it hangs as much. It doesn't feel quite as secure around the waist. But the elastic's still quite fine, so it doesn't feel like it's cutting in. It just feels like it gives it a nice sort of shape there. So I like that part of how this pattern is constructed. Yeah, and I've got a few of these dresses actually in different jersey prints, and I always enjoy wearing them. They're so comfy to wear. And I like how they sort of work through the season. So often in summer, I'll just wear them with bare legs and some sandals. And then at this time of the year, well, today I've got it on with some black tights. And earlier I had it on with a black cardigan too. I'll put a picture up so you can see. But I got a bit hot up at the school in the assembly. It was quite warm in there with all the people, so I've got that cardigan off now. But yeah, it's easy to style through the year, this jersey dress. So I really like the pattern. And the fabric came from Minerva too, actually. It's a really lovely cotton jersey print. I'll link it below because I think it's still in stock. And I've washed and worn this dress a few times, and the colours are still really lovely and vivid. So yeah, I'm enjoying wearing this dress today. I'm glad my son suggested I get it out. I really should get it out again at the weekend soon so my daughter and I can twin together, because that's always a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm going to finish this video off here now, I think. I've got a few jobs around the house to do, and then I'm going to head back up to school early today because they're having a sort of event to celebrate the end of half term, and we get to go into the children's classrooms and look at some projects they've been working on. I think each year group has been working on different science projects. They're going to show us all about those projects. I think my son's class may be making some sort of vacuum cleaner, so it'll be interesting to see that. And my daughter's class were doing something to do with woodwork. I can't remember what, but it'll be really nice to go and have a look at what they've been up to. So that is my plan for today. So I'll finish this video off here now. So thank you so much for joining me for this week of Sewing and Chat. I hope you've enjoyed following me along. And if you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon too, which means you'll be notified when my future videos come out. So next weekend, I've got a makes video planned. So I'll be sharing everything that I've been making in October, both sewing and knitting wise. So keep your eyes peeled for that video next weekend. But thank you again for joining me for this week. I really enjoyed popping on every day, so I hope you've enjoyed it too. And I hope you've managed to fit in a bit of crafting this week as well. So I'll finish off here. So thank you again, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.